Hey, I'm comedian Shawn Reynolds, and this is Family Outside the Box, the podcast that answers that age-old question, what am I supposed to do with these kids? We are glad you're here. Let's do this. Hello. Welcome to the show. Another episode of Family Outside the Box. I'm your host, Shawn Reynolds, joined by my daughter, Emma.
Hello, everyone. What's up?
Welcome into the show where we try to hook your family up with some cool ideas of things you can do. Fam it up. Be able to fam it up a little better.
Nope, we're not going to say that.
Not going to say that. Okay, well, I think everybody knows what I mean by that. But welcome in. We're so glad you're hanging with us today. How are you doing? You doing good today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. A little sad. We just had a sad conversation.
We did.
I don't want to talk about it too long.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready. We're coming to the end of watching The Office together.
I know, and it's been in our lives for so long.
Me and Emma and my daughter Kylie, who's 15, she's just finishing up her freshman year of high school. Yeah. We started watching The Office, the three of us together, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're almost finished. And it's been so much fun, and it's been like a great bonding.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Taquito nights with The Office.
We do taquito. Everybody goes to bed, and we make taquitos, and we get
so
sour
fun.
cream.
We're like a little sneaky.
It's all coming to an end. So I'm a little disappointed, a little sad about that. But we're going to have to find another show.
Yeah.
We got to come up with another show the three of us can watch.
Yes.
We're late nighters. A lot of our family members go to bed early. My wife, Katie, goes to bed early.
Yeah.
And the three of us would like to watch. So we're going to come up with something different. I know you're pining for Parks and Rec.
I am. I think you would like it.
So many. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it. There's so many seasons.
There's 6.
There's 6?
There's 6.
Why did okay. Well, maybe we'll put it up. We're gonna put it on the list. But anyways, we're glad you're here. We want to thank you guys once again for any of the reviews. We saw a great review. They said, "Can you adopt me?" And this came from Blockhead, and then a bunch of numbers 228197. That's a date. 228. That's what that is, isn't it?
That has to be a date.
1978, which means that they're 42. Can you adopt me? First of all, you're too old to be adopted.
You are a grown adult.
Second of all, one of my 6 kids is adopted. You better be careful, because if you say that, we might adopt you.
Yeah, we can't tell Mom.
My mom will be like, let's adopt her. But thank you so much for that kind review. But she says here, love listening to all the shenanigans your family gets into, and the golden nuggets are awesome. She wants us to adopt her. And this is just another reminder. We talked about this in episode 1. We want to be very clear about this. We are not the perfect family.
Not at all. We have our ups and downs.
We have our issues like any other family. We have a lot of short tempers in this household.
Oh, for sure.
Right? We talked about in last episode 3, we did the painting project. One family member kept walking out because they got so angry.
All right. How many times are we going to bring this up?
That'll be the last time. But so we do want to remind you guys that while we're bringing you our family goodness, the good parts of our family,
yes,
just like we do on social media, just so you know, that is not the whole story.
Yeah, not at all.
We have struggles and problems just like everybody else, and we are not here to make you feel like we're the perfect family. And look what we can do.
Yeah.
What is it, Stuart from Mad TV? Look what we can do. So we just want to make sure everybody understands that. We're doing something today I'm excited about. We're going to talk about board games today.
Yes.
I love board games.
I enjoy board games. I definitely am not like super enthusiastic about them like you are, but I like them once I start playing them.
That's the thing about Emma, and maybe this will be another little tip, is that this is a few of my family members are like this. I feel like I have to twist people's arms to play board games sometimes.
Yeah.
Not everybody. Dylan and Keegan, Dylan especially, is always on board for a board game. But I have to twist arms in this household sometimes, right?
Especially me. But
once we start playing at the end, aren't you happy we played?
And sometimes I'll suggest like a second round.
There you go. So, and this is almost what's the word I'm looking for? I'm almost contradicting myself from last episode. Here's one little trick that I do with the board games. Because last episode we talked about how to get your kids to buy in to doing family activities, especially teens. And one of my suggestions was let them know in advance so there's plenty of time. They know it's happening. They know it's coming. But with board games, I think the opposite. I feel like I do a better job of getting you guys to play when we set it up ahead of time. And I'm just like, hey, guys, game's already set up. Come and join me. Right?
Yeah, you do that a lot, and I think it definitely does help because when I see it like sitting there, it kind of sparks a little excitement. I'm like, okay, look, this looks a little fun.
There's just something about the idea of getting up and getting the box out and getting the pieces, and I don't mind doing that.
Yeah,
I'll take one for the team.
You do, but you never clean them up, so.
Well, you know what? That's because the winner doesn't clean them up, and I usually win. So that's how that goes. But yeah, so today we're not going to get into it just yet. Today we're doing our first board game review. We're going to do many of these over the course of time because we play a lot of board games that people haven't heard of.
We're an obscure board game family.
We are an obscure board game family. So to be clear, we're not going to be reviewing like the popular games like Scrabble or Monopoly.
Yeah.
Also because Monopoly is a terrible game.
I agree with you there. It's so boring.
Monopoly is like the McDonald's of board games, right? It's terrible, but yet like everybody loves it.
Yeah, and everyone continues to suggest to play it.
You know what's funny? I just like realized too that McDonald's does the Monopoly game. I don't know if I like subconsciously connected that or if that's also just a great comparison.
Maybe McDonald's is aware.
Because they're like McDonald's like we're terrible, you're terrible. Let's hook up, see if we can make something special. And actually the Monopoly game is kind of fun.
They made Monopoly fun.
Anyway, so we're not going to be reviewing those top board games.
Yeah. No.
We're also not going to be reviewing what I consider to be the second tier level of popularity board games. I said that all wrong. Of popularity board games.
I was going to just let you go with it.
Of popular board games, which I consider to be Taboo.
Yeah.
Catchphrase. I love Catchphrase. Catchphrase is so fun.
It's so fun, and it's so intense.
It is so intense. There's yelling and screaming. Oh my god. We played Catchphrase one time as a family with my sister-in-law Teresa Reynolds, who is a gem. It's my wife's sister. And literally, she was trying to get my wife the clue, and my wife wasn't getting it. And do you remember what she screamed at her?
She was like screaming. She was like, "You're not even trying."
It's like you're not even trying. So fun. And then we're also not going to review a little game called Scattergories.
Scattergories, which is one of our, I think, top family games.
I think it's our top family game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say
we play it a lot.
I think Scattergories is our favorite family game.
Yes.
With that being said, it is also the game responsible for the biggest argument we've ever gotten into as a collective family.
Oh, yeah. And it was like split like 50-50.
It was split 50-50. Well, actually, it wasn't 50-50 because we did a vote and one side went down, and that would have been my side.
Rightfully so.
So here's what happened. First of all, we play Scattergories. We love it. My wife wins every time we play.
Yeah, but sometimes she shouldn't win.
Let me say something. My wife's wins in Scattergory have an asterisk next to him. Like Barry Bonds' home run record has an asterisk because he was juicing and that's how he hit all them home runs, right? Mom's, because here's the thing. My wife is a great Scattergories player.
Yes.
She answers many of the questions very well. But she also gives some ridiculous answers.
She does.
Like, for instance, if you don't know the game, it's like a category, and then you roll a dice that has letters on it, and then whatever the letter is, every answer has to start with that letter. So if the letter's S, and then you have like 12 questions, so it might be like U.S. cities, desserts, TV shows, things that are cold, right? So all your answers begin with S. So here's what Mom does. Here's what my wife does. If the question is something like, here's one, things at a football game, and if you roll the letter F, okay?
Yeah.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind to put down?
Football.
Football would be one, right? Flags. Referees throw flags.
Yeah. Field goal.
Field goals, yep.
Yeah.
So that would be things.
Acceptable answers.
Mom puts things like fingernails.
It's so ridiculous.
Because it's like, well, yeah, because what does she always say? Are there fingernails at a football game? Well, yes, there are. Well, then check. Point for me.
I know, and it's like...
It's maddening. So anyways, this is where there's a lot of tension in our family Scattergories games. Because we've gotten to the point where we just let her have it.
Because it's like, it's not even worth it.
One time she had things you don't want in your house. And the letter was W. You remember?
Oh, I remember.
I gave a great answer. Wasps. That's a great answer for W.
Because those go in your attic sometimes.
They come in your house sometimes.
Yes.
You don't want them in your house. What did Mom put?
Werewolves. Those don't even exist.
But of course, and she's like, well, would you want a werewolf in your house? Well, no. Well, then it's a point. I can't even. I'm getting fired up, and we haven't even gotten into the thing that was our biggest argument. So
I know.
Here was our biggest argument we ever had playing Scattergories. Now, here's the thing. We want people listening to weigh in on this.
Yes.
We want your opinions because this was handled in-house, and I feel like it wasn't handled well. I'm actually I'm appealing to the public. I want a second trial on this. I want a second vote. So, and if you want, you can give us your opinion on this on our we'll post the episode on social media, which we do at Shawn Reynolds Comedy.
Yes.
And why do we do that, Emma?
Because you can't handle a second social media account.
Exactly. I'm a stand-up comedian, so I have to have a social media for stand-up comedy. I can't handle a second one for Family Outside the Box.
You can barely handle one.
I can barely handle one. So we'll have it there, so you can comment on the posts from this episode there. You can also email us at ShawnReynoldsComedy@gmail.com. You can go to my website, ShawnReynoldsComedy.com. Anyways, we want to hear from you.
We do.
Here's the situation.
Here we go.
The question was singers, right? And the letter was D. The letter D as in dog.
Yes.
Now, some people might come up with like Diana Ross, or who would you put for D? What would you come up with D?
Here we go.
Just say one. This is categories. Okay. You're on the spot.
Okay.
Who would you put for D?
Diplo.
Diplo? What's a Diplo? Should I know that? Am I being old man right now?
No.
Diplo, is that the Legos? Is that the big Legos? Diplos?
Edit this out.
Those are Duplos. I can't edit. I don't know how to edit. So this is all staying in.
He's like an EDM artist. I don't even listen to EDM.
Okay, I don't know what that is. But anyways, so you would put Diplo. I can tell you what, you're going to get the point because nobody else is coming up with that crappy answer. Anyways, here was my answer.
Let's hear it.
Now, here's why it's a great answer. Because here's another thing about categories if you don't know. If your answer is a proper noun and it begins with both of those letters, right? It's alliterative. So like, for instance, if it's presidents that begins with the letter R and you put Ronald Reagan, 2 points.
Amazing.
Here was my answer. Dr. Dre.
Ridiculous.
Are you kidding me? That's an amazing. It's a 2-point answer. Dr. Dre. Singers. Begins with letter D.
He is not a singer.
He is. That's what he does for a living.
No, he's a rapper.
That rapping is a subcategory of singing.
No,
it is not its own separate thing.
There's a difference between singing and rapping. There's a huge difference.
That's like saying if it was desserts and I put a cake down and you're like, that's not a dessert, that's a cake. No, cake is a subset of dessert.
Okay, well,
How is he not a singer? What's your argument?
So like spoken word
I know spoken
poetry?
Word. Yep, yeah.
Would you say that's singing?
I would not say it's singing, but also it's not put to music.
Sometimes it is, though.
Boom.
Sometimes
Excuse
it is,
me,
though.
While I drop the mic.
No, you're not dropping the mic. You just sound ridiculous.
He's putting the lyrics to music, which makes him a singer.
But he's not singing. Singing takes more like vocal strength. He's just talking fast.
Are you trying to say that Dr. Dre doesn't have strength? You better be careful. This is going out on the internet.
We get an email from
Dr.
Dr.
Not aware?
Dre.
He's from Compton, okay? He's straight from there as well.
Okay, stop.
Or so I've heard.
So you've heard.
That's the word on the street. That's what the kids are saying.
Here's the thing.
Anyways.
He's not a singer.
He is.
Well, you're going to be really upset when these votes come in.
We voted. I was so proud of my answer. I didn't even think for a second. They voted as a family, and they voted me down.
As we should have. He's not a singer.
Ridiculous. So please weigh in. Let me know what you think about that answer. Are you ready to get into our one golden nugget of the day?
Yes.
Let's do it. Here it is, the family outside the box. One golden nugget. All right, today I am so excited about this one. So here's what we're doing. We're doing our first ever board game review.
Yes.
And we are doing one of my favorite games, and I cannot figure out why it's not more popular.
I know.
Right? Doesn't this just feel like a categories taboo?
Yes,
kind of like
it
should just be super popular. It should be a second tier. So the game is, we're not gonna make you wait. This isn't gonna be. It's Wits and Wagers.
Amazing.
Family Edition.
Family Edition.
There are 2 editions.
There are, yes.
And we love both editions, but for this, we are talking strictly on Family Edition, and we're going to suggest if you're going to go out and purchase this, and I would stand behind this purchase, you're going to buy the Family Edition first. If you love the Family Edition and you go through all the cards, which I think would probably take 2 years.
Yeah, maybe longer.
Depending on how much you play, obviously. Yeah. But it would take a long time to go through all the cards, and if you love it, then you can go out and buy Wits and Wagers regular. It's the same format, but the wagering part is a little different and a little more complicated. For the Family Edition, they made it super simple so that all kids can play. So there are so many things we love about this game.
So many things.
What are some of your favorite things about Wits and Wagers? And then we'll talk about how you play it. But what are some of your favorite things about it first?
One of my biggest things is it's so easy to set up, and it's so easy to take down because, like we talked about in the beginning,
Yep.
you don't clean up board games.
Nope.
So it's really, that's fun. It's also easy to learn.
It is. Like, anybody could come over and you can be like, give them like a 60-second explanation and be like, we're just going to start playing and you're going to instantly know how to play.
It's one of those games that if you just sit and watch somebody play it, you instantly pick it up.
And it's easy. And so it's also great for the family because the box says 8 and older. And I would agree with that. But I feel like a 6-year-old could play this game.
Yeah.
And we played it with my parents, right? With your grandparents. So we've played it with kids as young as 6 and 7 and as old as into their 60s.
And everyone's loved it.
And everyone's loved it. It's easy to play. It's also a wide number of players can play. You can play it with 3 or you can play it with up to 8.
Which is perfect.
Yep. Even though the game is set to be played with 5 or 6 people, you can literally make it for more people as we've expanded it.
We've done it, yeah.
It doesn't take long to play.
Not all, it's like what, 15 20 minutes?
A lot of times we play around. Jinx. Buy me a Coke. Anyways, and we find that we want to play again.
Yeah, and then it doesn't take up too much of your time, and you also don't get tired of playing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not a boring game.
Yeah. And
what else do you like about it?
My biggest thing, and this might tie in a little bit to like easy to set up, there's no dice.
There's no dice.
We lose dice so much.
Well, is that why it's because of the losing dice? For me, I don't like games with dice because it's about luck.
Yeah.
Like the game Aggravation or Sorry or even Monopoly for that matter. Let's just keep throwing Monopoly under the bus. It's just like the roll of the dice controls so much of the game.
Yeah, and that's kind of not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah.
And so this game is fun because there's no dice, and you got to think a little bit, use a little bit of strategy.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's not. It doesn't hurt your brain.
Basic strategy. Let's get into how to play. Let me grab the pieces here. Hold on a second.
Yes.
I should have grabbed them at the beginning. So here is how the game is played, and if I forget anything, you just jump right in. Here, I'll let you be the Vanna White. So basically, the object of the game is first to 15 points.
Yes.
Right. And here, I'll let you hold this.
Amazing.
And so if you're watching on YouTube, we'll hold up the stuff so you can see. So it's the first to 15 points. And basically here it is. One person asks a question. Everybody has their own dry erase board. Hold it up so they can see on the YouTubes.
Here we go. And they're all different colors.
Color-coded, right? And so they ask a question. Everybody writes their answer in secret on their little dry erase board. And then at the same time, everybody flips their dry erase board over.
Yes.
Okay? And every answer is numerical. Every question is asking you for a number. So you take all the answers and you line them up from least to greatest, right? Like a train across the middle of the table. And then everybody goes around clockwise from the person starting with the person that read the question.
Yep.
And they have these meeples. Everybody has 2 meeples. They're like these little.
I hope you can see.
Little peoples. I don't even know what that means. Meeples. It's like a little. It's a little people. And
it's a mini people.
It's a mini people. Did you know that all along?
I didn't. I promise.
That just like hit you like a wave of.
Well, because you said little peoples, and I was like, well, that doesn't make
they're
sense.
meeple. They call the game. They call them meeples. It's because they're mini people.
That's so fun.
So, anyways, everybody gets 2. That's great. That just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So there's 2 of them. There's a large one and a little one. The large one is worth 2 points, and the little one is worth 1 point. So what you do is everybody goes around and you put your meeples on the dry erase board that you think is closest to the right answer, right? Price is Right rules.
Price is Right. You can't overbid.
Can't overbid. So it's the one closest to the number that's under.
Yep.
And here's where the strategy comes in. You can hedge your bets. You can separate your meeples. So if you're just not sure, you can be like, I'm going to put my big meeple on this and my little meeple on this, like roulette. You can spread them out. Or if you feel confident in an answer, you can put both meeples. It goes around. Everybody places their meeples, and then the person that asked the question flips it over to the back, and they give the answer, and whoever's board is the closest, everybody's meeples that are on that board, they get their points, and you get 1 point if yours was the correct answer.
Which is the best part.
Or closest to it, right? We added something extra. I looked this up. This is not in the rules. We added. If you get the answer exactly right, you get another bonus point. But here's what we're not telling you. Here's the most fun thing about the game. The questions are ridiculous.
They're insane. There's something nobody would know. Well, like 1% of somebody would know.
Right. Most of the time, you're not going to know the answers. Yeah. And so you're probably thinking like, well, that doesn't sound fun. Oh, yeah, it is because it's so fun. You're guessing. It's also you learn crazy fun facts that you never would have known. We're going to give you some examples here. Let's do. We got our cards here. We've not looked at these ahead of time, so we don't know the answers.
Yes.
So we're going to give you a little taste of what some of these questions are like and how fun it is to guess We laugh so hard at this game. And here's what happens a lot too. Is that we'll ask a question and everybody will flip their dry erase boards over and like everybody will be like in the same ballpark and then one person will be way off. And how many times has that person been right?
Dude, so many times.
We will start ripping on them. They're like, what? You weren't even close. And then they're right. And then we all look like idiots.
And the whole table falls silent.
All right, you ready? Here. So here we're gonna play a quick.
Okay.
So we're not playing the game right, but he's giving people an idea what the questions are like. So here's a question. I love this one because this is crazy.
Okay.
In years. So we want in years.
Okay.
Emma, you ready?
I'm so ready.
How long is 1 billion seconds?
That's okay.
I wouldn't even know. I looked at the answer. I would not even have gotten in the ballpark. That might be a little bit of a hint.
Well, I'm thinking song Seasons of Love right now from Rent.
Why would you be thinking about that?
Because they have that lyric, 525,600 minutes. So
you're hoping there's a conversion within the lyrics?
Okay, I'm going to guess.
And carry the 5 billion.
I'm going to guess.
1 billion.
10 years.
Wow. So here's the thing. First of all, I wouldn't have never guessed 10 years. I would have guessed less.
Really?
But you're not even close.
Oh my gosh, how many years?
31.7 years.
I knew it was going to be big because a billion is a lot.
That means to count to a billion. 1, 2, 3. It would be 32 years.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I just realized that. It was
That's what I'm saying. I would have probably guessed like a year, maybe.
Yeah, a year? Really?
I would have been way off.
That's a lot.
So your 10-year guess is like pretty good, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, this is why I love this game because now I know that counting to a billion is going to take me 32 years. So now I know not to do that.
Yeah, and here's the thing that's so funny too, that somebody would have put a really high number and we would have clowned on them, and then all of a sudden
if somebody would have put 28 years, I guarantee everybody else would have been like 3 years, 2 years, and we would have clowned them, and they would have been right. That's a great example. Laughing. All right, you give me one.
All right. In feet, how tall is the Washington Monument?
The Washington Now I have literally been to DC like 2 or 3 times in the last like 18 months.
Well, then you should be able to get this easy.
Emma, I didn't bring a tape measure with me. Okay, I didn't say I measured the Washington Monument. I said I can visually see it. Okay, how tall in feet is the Washington? I mean, it's up there.
It has to be. It's
way up there. I'm trying to figure. Like I'm 6 feet. Like how many of me's would have to be? I'm gonna guess. Okay, if I had to write down a guess how many feet, I would say, let's say 400 feet.
It's 555 feet. That's
not bad.
Yeah, you might have gotten that one.
That was a respectable guess.
Good job.
All right, here's one. This one's so fun. This one is such a great question.
Okay.
In inches, what is the world record high jump for a pig?
Wait, what?
What is the world record? Who is out there measuring the verticals of pigs is the question I would like to know.
No, the bigger question is, who is training these pigs to be world-class jumpers? Like, why?
What do you do for a living, Jethro? Well, I get these pigs to hop real high. How do they get them to jump? Do they scare them? Boo! And they jump?
Oh, my God. Hopefully not. That'd be awful. Maybe they put food above them.
Yeah. It's funny that you're upset at the idea that somebody would scare a pig into jumping high, but yet you eat bacon like it's nobody's business.
I had bacon this morning.
I guess you're eating bacon. They shouldn't be scaring them pigs into jumping high.
That's so
trying
cruel.
to get world records. Okay, anyways, let's stick to the question.
Okay.
This is like I just can't. It's so funny that there's like world record for this.
I'm gonna overbid. Like, what would be considered an overbid?
No. I want you to guess what you think. Don't try to.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think is the real? Think about inches. A pig jumping. What do you think is the world record? Listen. This is the best of all the pigs, so it's gonna be a good, respectable number.
Okay.
What would you guess?
Well, first of all, I have to do math because I'm thinking.
Well, think a ruler is 12 inches.
Yeah.
So from this table, a ruler's like that, right?
Okay, I'm gonna say 60 inches.
60 inches?
Like 5 feet. Would you think a pig would jump up to like Kylie's height?
I would have guessed 12 inches.
Oh.
5 feet? You think a pig could jump almost
It's
as high?
the world record. I don't think people would be hyped about them jumping a foot.
This is why I love this game. Our whole family would be destroying you right now.
I know.
It's 27.5 inches. The crazy thing, your answer made it not seem crazy. 27 inches is insane. How is a pig? That's more than 2 rulers, Emma.
I know. That's the thing. It's a world record.
Think about a pig jumping off the ground 27.5 inches high.
I really want to see that.
That is insane.
I want to meet that pig.
I want to meet that pig too. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Give me another one.
On average, how many glasses of milk does a cow produce in its lifetime?
How many glasses of milk
Mm-hmm.
does what? Okay, so it's over its lifetime.
Yes.
I don't even know how long pigs live for.
Pigs?
Let's
You can't let go of the pigs.
focus on the cows. I don't know how long cows live for. Also, like, do they milk their whole lifetime, or is it like their prime milking ages? I don't know. Like, are they like, do they get all milked out and then get put out the pasture?
Yeah, I
don't
feel
know.
like...
So I'm already at a disadvantage here, and also I know nothing about how many cups or glasses a cow produces. So this is a total guess. It says glasses of milk
Yes.
in its lifetime. I'll say, I think it's gonna be high because I think they milked them cows for a while. I'll say 300 glasses.
It is 200,000.
What?
Dad. Yes. Listen. So you asked how many glasses they do per day, and it has a little fun fact on here. That's 90 glasses per day.
Oh my gosh! What I said in their lifetime is what they do in less than a week. 200,000 glasses.
That's a lot of milk.
Wow, man, that is a terrible guess.
So funny.
That was a horrible guess.
But I feel like
That's worse than your
guess.
5 feet guess. What would have been your guess? Like, do you know what your guess? I knew you knew the answer.
I probably would be like close to that. Like I'd probably be like maybe 500.
200,000 glasses.
That's so crazy.
All right, here's another one. Here.
I'm excited.
Let's do a couple more. We'll just do a couple more. I love this. In feet, how tall was the tallest structure ever created using only playing cards? So taking like a deck of cards, they build a house of cards.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
How many feet? How tall? Man, I would have no guess.
Well, again, it's another world record, so I'm gonna like.
Yeah, but they don't. Remember, they fall over easy.
I know, but there's some talented people. I'm gonna say in feet. I'm gonna say 25 feet. You almost
Shut up! I almost spit my coffee out.
Why?
25.7 feet.
Oh my gosh!
You almost got it exactly. I thought you were going to overbid. I thought you were going to be like 700 feet.
I promise I did not know the answer to that at all.
Wow.
Like that was a total.
So there's
guess.
an example where you would have definitely won.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have gotten the extra bonus point because you didn't put 25.7.
But I would have gotten the same praise though. I feel like.
Oh, it's on YouTube. So this is the other thing I like about Wits and Wagers. It gives you little fun facts.
Yeah, on the little side.
It says the tower was built by a man named Brian Berg and was destroyed on film with an air blower, and you can watch that on YouTube.
Oh my goodness!
How about
We're gonna
that?
check that out after
All right,
this.
give me another one.
All right,
shoot me another one.
On average,
I got to keep up with you. I got to get close. You nailed that one.
On average, how many sesame seeds are on a Big Mac bun? You should definitely know this one.
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
We were just talking about how McDonald's is trash. Don't out me as a McDonald's eater on my own show.
All right, you ready?
How many seeds are on a Big Mac bun? Man, that is like... I actually don't like sesame seeds. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah, I don't like sesame seeds.
I do.
I'm going to say... it's a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say 150.
380.
Oh,
yeah,
380?
380
is not bad. That's not a bad guess.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten the point.
380 seeds on one bun. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
All right, I have one more for you. Do you have one more for me?
I do.
Okay, here, I'll do mine first.
Okay.
Oh, this is such a good one. How many hours per day does a lion sleep?
They're always sleeping when we go to the zoo. So I'm going to say...
You're taking some actual real-life knowledge here and trying to apply it. But wait a minute. Does the average lion live in a zoo? It does not.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe when they got places to go, things to eat, right?
Maybe
they're sleeping less. I'm not trying to throw you off the path here. I'm not trying to throw you off the path.
I feel like you are. I feel like I was on the right track and you're coming in.
I'm really embarrassed by my cow glasses of milk answer.
You should be.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to delete that because
we both know you won't. I'm
story.
gonna say 13 hours a day.
Nope.
How many?
Guess again.
Okay. 15?
Nope. 20.
I told you it was a lot. I knew it was. They're always sleeping.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
They're
Lions sleep 20 hours a day?
They're cats, though. Cats nap a lot. Cat naps. That's a whole phrase.
So far, you have figured out meeples and catnaps. They're called catnaps because they're catnapping all day long. As the largest predator in their habitat, lions can snooze for hours because they have no risk of losing their lives.
Seriously, they got nothing to worry about, so all they can just sleep.
They're lazy and cocky. They're like, I'm taking a little nap. Good luck, y'all.
I want to be a lion. All right. What is the most number of spoons a person has balanced on their face? That's a really fun one. I like that one.
Wait, how many spoons they've balanced on their face?
There's a lot of high points on the face.
Right. My question is, do you think that they're overlapping spoons? Like you can put one on your nose, but
No
you could
way.
then you could put a second spoon over that one. Is that what they're
I feel
saying?
like no, because I feel like if you're thinking the
Two,
metals
they would
together,
fall.
it would slide.
And at most, it maybe be one anyways. You could add. Okay, spoons on your face. You got your cheeks. You got your. Okay.
He's acting like he's doing math. You don't know how to do math.
Also true. I'm gonna say 15.
15. Okay, I literally put it away. Oh my goodness!
Did I get
it's
it?
16.
Oh, pretty good.
There you
I
go.
redeemed myself. We're gonna stop
You
it there.
redeemed
We're not gonna do any more.
We're done.
We're gonna end on a high note.
That's so exciting.
Isn't that fun? So this is what we love this game for: wits and wagers. And like we said, anybody can play because the kids, as you can see, these are just guesses.
They're fun.
I'm an adult. I'm not even close sometimes. So these are not. Nobody really has a true advantage. Now there's some questions people may know, but most of the time, hopefully we give you a good sample.
They're
these
mostly
are
random.
guesses. Also, I think the little kids learn something. Because sometimes they ask for percentages.
Yes.
So we've had to, I remember describing to Keegan and Dylan a couple years ago when they're like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
That when they ask for a percentage, you have to envision 100 people. And if there's 100 random people standing in front of you, how many of those 100 would do this? Like one of the questions was, what percent of people say ranch is their favorite dressing?
Yes.
Surprisingly, the answer isn't 100, which it should be. It's the best dressing.
It is the best dressing, hands down.
Like I can't like blue cheese. Sometimes people like blue cheese.
You're getting worked up over dressing right now.
Well, I just blue cheese scares me. First of all, they don't spell blue right.
It's a scary concept. Cheese
Here's
is
the thing.
yellow.
I've never tried blue cheese dressing before. I'm giving it a hard time, but I've never tried it. But anyways, so one of the questions was, what percent of people say ranch is their favorite? So as an example, you get to tell the kids, if there's 100 people standing in front of you, how many of them do you think would say ranch is their favorite? And then they say that answer, and I say, and that's how percentages work.
And it was awesome.
Super fun. So anyways, we highly recommend this game.
Yes.
It's not a over-the-top expensive game. It's in that $20, maybe $25.
Yeah.
It's in that $20 to $25 range. It's worth every penny.
100%.
Super fun game. Great party game. Great for having company. If you have company over.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a great couples game. This is beyond just like family as far as children go.
Yeah, you can play this with anyone.
This would be a riot. We've actually never played it with all adults, but this would be a riot to play with all adults. You know what would also be fun? This just hit me. Podcast show bonus. This would be really fun to do as couples and have teams. We could even do that as our family.
Oh my gosh. Wait, teams?
That would be fun, right?
Okay,
Pooling
hold
your
on.
knowledge together, right? That would be fun.
We should do that.
We're going to do that next time. There's enough of us we can play couples. But a lot of families are not as big as ours. But this would be a great couples night.
Yeah.
Get 3 couples together, 4 couples together. You're right. Yeah, they have to discuss and got to have a little bit of a quiet, discussion. You don't want
Maybe
anybody
texting to each other or something.
Yeah, there you go. So look at that. There's some multiple variations of Wits and Wagers,
Awesome.
the family edition. We hope you go out and get it, play it, and have a riot. But this has been our first board game review. We're gonna do more of these. This is board game number 1. We got more.
I think this is a good first board game.
This is the best one we will do. This is our number 1 favorite game that doesn't fall into that popular tier. Number 1, and that's why it was number 1.
Yes.
You feel good?
I feel great.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Check us out next week, episode number 5. We got a good one cooking for you.
Excited.
We'll see you guys then. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and remember to follow us on social media at Shawn Reynolds Comedy, SHAWN, Shawn Reynolds Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.